Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Coach T here, as you may know already. And, it's a balancing act, I feel sometimes with my webcam. So I apologize. I'll have to scrunch a little bit. I am attempting to get us on LinkedIn and tapping to join, and event will not start. So don't know what's happening over there. But anyway, thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. Do all the things you have to do here in social media land, liking, sharing, and commenting. I really appreciate that. I don't know what's going on over here, but we're going to still go live with regard to seeing another way I can get in here. Something's maybe not working with LinkedIn today. Keeps saying pre-live. Anyway, so I'm here. And today's Healthy Talks, I'm going to have to talk like this. Oh my goodness. Healthy Talks is this. We're going to talk about being sugarfied. And you're probably saying, what the heck that means? It's a word that I totally made up. I totally made up. So before we get into anything, I want to say happy Tuesday, wherever you're looking from, across the nation, across the world. I really appreciate you being here with me live and also on the replay also. So I want to say a prayer before we get started. Uh, and as we're doing the prayer afterwards, again, I will check with regard to LinkedIn and see if we can go live there. So may God give me the clarity and strength to share what your will is for your people through this message. Allow anyone that's viewing and engaging on this video or hopefully audio, here live or on the replay, to gain revelation wherever they may need it. We thank you in advance for your abundance, Lord, your grace and mercy for getting us up again this morning in our lives in every kind of way. In your mighty name, Jesus, amen. Okay, so as we're talking about this topic this morning, and I'm still working on, don't know why LinkedIn is not happening here. That's really interesting. Lord, that is okay. You know what? That is totally fine today. It's totally fine. So, as we're talking today about Sugarfied, and I'm on Facebook and YouTube, so you can find me there too. Um, you can find me in those places too. Also, if you can't get me on LinkedIn today. But we're talking about Sugarfied, and I thought about this word, and I said I might as well give you a definition of what I figured, because the topic is the sugarfied truth leads us to me shaking my head and hitting my head and wondering what's going on. But this is my definition, okay? Sugarfied means everything that you're tasting, ingesting, and swallowing that might contain some kind of sugar in it. It's the beyond. It excites your palate that you can't get enough, and you might not even realize that that's what's going on. Let me tell you a secret. Read the label seriously, because sugar is in everything pretty much you're eating. So I want to welcome Coach Kim today. And what happened to my, we're coming against all this stuff right now, Lord. Thank you very much for bringing that back. So the whole thing with sugar, it's very clever. It's very sneaky. You really don't know that you have sugar in something that you're eating. And that's the key here. Sugarfied, that's what that means to me. And the words that kind of, even before I get to that, let's go back to it's being clever and sneaky. So I want to realize for you guys, and if you hadn't realized, this season is really kicking off with all the candy and the sugar every kid will ever want in their lives, and even some adults, because Halloween is literally next week. Across the United States, across the world. And that's a topic that I would definitely address before the end of this month. So just want to let you know that. So come back for that by next week. So for now, let's talk about this sugar. And some of the words that were flowing in my head. Thank you for showing up. I know we have some more people that just showed up. Let me know in the comments your name so I can give you a shout out. But anyway, some of the words that were coming to me was like electrified, stupefied, crucified, magnified, simplified. These are the words that kept coming to me. And when I had sugarfied, I said, we are so caught in ourselves sometimes with what we're eating. We don't even realize what we're doing. We really don't. And before you know it, you done took that sugar and it's leading you down a rabbit hole consistently in your daily life. Okay? Sugar is very tempting. It is very tempting. You know, we need a certain amount to keep our bodies performing, but when we hit over a certain thing, good morning, Tanya. When we hit over a certain limit, unfortunately, our body does not respond the way we would love to have it respond. Unfortunately, here in America, AHA, which is America's Heart Association, recommends that women have only 6 teaspoons of sugar and men have 9. Now you're saying 6 for I'm a woman. What does that really look like? Okay, 6 teaspoons of sugar. Okay, let me give you an example. If you're drinking a 20-ounce Coca Cola today, sometime, maybe this morning, maybe this lunch, maybe this evening, that has like probably 65 grams of sugar, which kind of translates to 15 teaspoons of sugar. That is almost triple the amount you're supposed to have. So that just goes to show you how far off we are with regard to what is really healthy for your body to consume. I have to make this point to you. We really don't realize how much we're ingesting in our mouths that goes down the throat into the stomach to help our body work. And that's why things are happening that you don't want it to happen. Okay? And let's come on. Let's be honest. And I'm the first one to raise my hand because your girl here loves her some sugar. And I had to work on it. Let me tell you a story. I love telling stories, but I don't want to keep it too long. But let me tell you a story, especially for those who don't really know my story. I have had a time in my life when I was 100 pounds overweight, believe it or not, 100 pounds overweight. And in addition to having an autoimmune condition called systemic lupus, most people say lupus, I was really, unfortunately, having my body shut down on me very, very slowly. And I didn't even know it because of the food that I was consuming that had so much sugar. Let me tell you what your girl was eating, okay? I was eating cookies. I was eating cakes. I was eating ice cream. I was having like, the Ben and Jerry's have a pint, whatever that is. I was eating the half tub of ice cream. I would have a lot of unprocessed foods that had sugar in it that I'd even know in it. And that was taking over my body and causing my body to react in additional pain and additional flare ups that I didn't even know. And most of us don't know because, nutritionally speaking, how many of us are having classes on nutrition? Not a lot of us. Okay. So when we go by tradition of what our parents are feeding us, in addition to what the world is telling you should eat, what's happening? We are slowly deteriorating our bodies when we don't need to. So, how much sugar are you consuming each day? Tell me in the chat, how much sugar are you consuming in a day? Let's look at this. These categories I'm going to talk about: beverages, the soda, the fruit drinks, the energy drinks. That's probably, and I believe I read this somewhere, it's like 24% of the market is with regard to focusing and letting us know commercials, the TV, when you go to a grocery store, the sale, get more soda, get more soda, get more fruit drinks. Your kids are going to love this. Have an energy drink to pop yourself up. All of these things are out there to grab you so that you can consume it. And we are falling into the trap. I don't want you to fall in the trap. I don't want you to fall in the trap. The next area is sweets. Oh my gosh. You know, the cakes, the donuts, the cookies, the ice cream, the pastries, the pies. And this is the season, guys. We're coming up on the season. It's starting with Halloween and it goes all the way up until February when we have Valentine's Day. So you have 6 months of this, 6 months of being inundated with sugar, sugar, sugar. You just want to pull your hair out after a while. Okay? I'm saying that metaphorically. I don't want to pull my hair out. I'm just saying that metaphorically. We do not realize how much sugar you are consuming each day. The next area is coffee and tea. Come on, y'all. Come on. How many of y'all are going to those stores? We won't know the names. We do know the names. That you're getting this Grand Vende, latte, hazelnut, cream thing, whatever, for your coffee or your teas, these exotic teas, and then putting a whole bunch of sugar in it. This is counting, even though you're drinking water, right? Coffee and tea. But this is counting in the sugar that we're consuming. And remember, AHA just told you only can have 6. So what are we doing? What are we doing? I remember, like I said, I had to take an inventory one day of the height of my consumption when I really realized that I was that heavy in my life and how my body just did not function that well walking around with 100 pounds of weight on it. And I was literally having a OD, sugar overdose. Now, I want you to remember this. You know, doctors, think of it like this. When a doctor gives you a medicine for a cold, a virus, or even an immune condition, it takes too much of that medication. If you take it when it says on the script, take 1 pill once a day. If you take 2 or 3, what are you doing? You're overdosing. Same goes for the sugar that we're consuming. We're ODing, literally. We're ODing on the sugar. So for some of us, that could be addictions. For some of us, that will lead to other conditions that we don't want to have that we are having. Our bodies will equally react to receiving that sugar. And how does it show up? Being overweight, obesity, for some of us, insulin resistance, and so many other things, inflammation, chronic inflammation for some of us. And let me give you some facts on this because I love numbers. So I was reading this article. It says research studies over the past 30 years have shown that high consumption of added sugar, especially for sugar sweetened what? Beverages, contributes to what? Obesity, heart disease, type 2 diabetes. Now, do we really want that in our life? We don't want that in our life, do we? Okay. The most recent data back in 2018, the CDC shows that 42.7% of adults are obese. And they go by the BMI, which there's a lot of controversy around that number, so I won't even speak about that. But furthermore, I'm concerned with this. It says childhood obesity is a serious problem in the United States. It is saying that obesity is at 19.3%, and that it affects 14.4 million children and adolescents ages 2 to 19. That is serious. Y'all can put that in the chat. Obesity for our kids, that's a no-no. We don't want our kids to be obese. We don't want them to be overweight. We know what kind of chronic diseases come as a result of that. And that's just not good, is it? 1 in 2 adults have diabetes or prediabetes, and about 50% of the adults have cardiovascular disease. These are some serious times, y'all. Some serious times. Put in the chat for me if you ever had a time when you felt, how can I say, you felt you ate too much sugar. Put that in chat for me. Just say me. I ate too much. I ate too much. And I'm saying this to kind of just bring acknowledgement to our community, especially in our community, that we have to make changes. And by no means, guys, am I perfect. I'm a work in progress also. I enjoy, like I said, I enjoy having some sugar. But I've learned over the years I can no longer subject my body to this roller coaster ride of cravings, high blood pressure, and addiction. Yes, you'll make errors where you're not consistent, and then bam, you make an error where I'm sorry, where you are consistent, and then bam, something will happen. It's called life, and you may go straight back to the chocolate. You may go straight back to the ice cream. You may go straight back to that 64 ounces of soda. I see Coach Kim said me. I know. I understand. I have definitely been there. And during these tempting times, we may go straight to his word. Okay, I'm going to give you a area of the Bible where, and I believe it's in Matthew. I don't remember the actual chapter, but you can read it for yourself. This is a chapter in the Bible where Satan um, tempts Jesus. After 40 days and 40 nights in the wilderness, he says, if you are the Son of God, command these stones to become bread. Now remember, Jesus is in the wilderness. He's hungry. He's tired. I'm sure he's exhausted mentally. He's definitely exhausted physically, and I'm sure he would love to be eating some bread. Let's be honest, okay? Um, but Jesus says, as it's written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. So, here in these verses, the devil will use your struggle with food to lead you away from God's word. Because God's word really is, he wants you to be healthy. He made you in his image. So when we are getting tempted and going for it, we're not in alignment with what God's word is saying. That's what's happening. Okay. So once you believe the lies, the devil will destroy and kill you because sugar addiction overloads overloads us to lead us to shaking our heads with obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and anything else that's going to pop up on our body. I mean, do you really get what I'm saying here? We have to take the time to start really, thank you, Coach Chanel, Matthew 4. We have to take the time to really start honoring what's best for our bodies. And our words and our thoughts are so powerful. Speak life over your body. Resist the devil and he will flee. I mean, those cookies, those sodas, the honey nut Cheerios will disappear once we increase our discipline and not to eat them. Listen, you guys, you have the power. God doesn't give you fear or confusion, but the enemy will tell you that you are. You have the power of love and self control. I want you today to take some action in your life. I want you to be able to change what you're eating because remember, sickness is not your story. I am a proven testimony of that. I am proven testimony of that. Sickness is not our story. We can change the game, guys. We can put down that fork. We don't have to go to that cookie. We don't have to go to that ice cream. Reach out to someone, talk to someone. If this is a real issue for you with sugar, talk to someone, get some help. You know, how much are you sugarfied in your daily habits? And if you don't know what sugarfied means, you have to start at the top of this video and kind of figure out what my definition of sugarfied is. So I want to offer you this to help you out. I have a free guide that will aid you knock out these sugar cravings. Okay, it's in the description. Grab the 10 superfoods that'll add that power pack ingredients to your meals to give you energy and vitality, to give you more nutrition. And just to kind of let you guys know ahead of time, okay, coming soon is a special course for women who desire to have freedom from their chronic health issues. You want mobility. You want to reduce the pain. You want to, reduce the inflammation. You want to get some weight off. You want to lower the triglycerides and lose those meds. This is the course for you. It will give you more hope and give you more peace as a result of what you will find in your transformation. So definitely look forward to hearing more about that. I just want to remind you guys, Thursdays I'm back here on 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I also want to remind everybody, and where's my mouse at? Okay, here we go. I want to remind everyone that coming up this Monday, I was on here this morning, that we have our Kingdom Fitness, which is at 11 a.m. every fourth Monday. So come join us. It's called Kingdom Fitness. It's not what you think. We're not going to be coming out here with, you know, the resistance band and weights, but we're going to talk from the place as sisters in the kingdom, how we are going to be fit. And this time we're going to be talking about how we need to rest. Okay, because a lot of us probably don't, and I'm one of them. Okay, so let's get on the bandwagon to really think about today. How sugarfied am I? I need to take some inventory for myself. What am I eating today that has sugar? And add it up for yourself. Do a little test and let me know. Get back to me. I would love to hear how you doing, and let me know how I can help you. Grab the link. It's in the description. And I look forward to seeing you guys again on Thursday or again next week on Healthy Talks because we'll be back. So have a blessed day and God bless. Bye bye.